This is Eye on Hong Kong with Key.
And this is Harminder, and we'll be discussing the top news for the week involving Hong Kong and China. And welcome back to the second half.
Oh, we have a guest.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah, put the shower
Put it-
yeah, there you go. You know what? In a police lineup, you could just hold this in front of your face and just say, "That's me," right there.
You have very big eyes.
Yes. And I like her nose. Yeah.
Very pointy. You went to Korea, I believe.
Plastic surgery. I mean, that's how ridiculous that stuff is. Anyways, we'll continue on with what we were talking about the signature campaign.
Right.
He started a new news organization, Robert Chow.
Right.
And obviously, the media is so dry that there's not enough newspapers and online outlets already. We need another one.
Right.
So I'm being sarcastic. Obviously, there's just way too many. But somebody else who's trying to drum up, I don't know if he's trying to drum up support or just trying to, settle the issue once and for all, and that's James Tien of the Liberal Party. He's forking out $250,000 of his own money to HKU, okay,
Right.
their public opinion program, okay, for 10 days.
Right.
They are going to do a survey
Right.
of support political reform package or not, okay?
Right.
He wants to settle the issue once and for all because the Pandems trust the HKU POP program,
Right.
and it will also find out whether the government's 60% support is true or not.
Okay.
They have surveys.
Why did they have
They said they have surveys, which they will not release to the public, that says 60%, even though three university polls have said 47%. That's not even a passing grade.
Right.
Okay.
But actually, after the three university having this poll, because it's a rolling
NLTV.
It's a rolling poll, so it continue
Right,
for
until the day it's
until
voted
the day.
upon. Yeah.
So up to yesterday or Friday, then the support rate to the political reform actually dropping
What is it
to
now?
43 something.
So I don't know where this 60% stuff is coming from. And again, do you want to pass this reform package on such a,
At least it's the first step.
Even if it was 51%,
Right.
that is not enough to say consensus. Why do you need 2/3 of LegCo and not 2/3 of the public? You
Exactly.
see?
Yeah,
You
I
want
do agree on that.
consensus on both sides, the public and legislature.
I agree on that because I think now the government trying to change the language that they're using. They're not talking about consensus. They're talking about the majority. When you're talking about majority, that is more than 50.
Yeah.
So they only want they want to
the
achieve
majority.
51 or
Right.
something. Then they would say
if
I'm
the
the
Pandems
majority.
were smart, which usually they're not, unfortunately. If the Pandems were smart, they would say, "We're looking for consensus, not majority." There. Easy,
I agree.
Easy to understand.
Yeah.
We want consensus, not majority.
But then at the same time, the government, if I were the government official, then would push the ball back and then we're saying that you don't have the consensus as well.
Well, that's true. So this
So
political package cannot pass because we both don't have the support for it. So let's drop this, start it
over.
again, and find something better. But like I asked Emily Lau and said, well, wouldn't it just be Groundhog Day where you're just going in circles? She's like, we've been going in circles since we started. So what's going to be the difference later anyways?
And,
Right,
and
so-
most of people blaming these old Democrats because they have done nothing in the 30
And the
years.
ADPL.
We have to get Emily Lau here.
Well, in her defense, she said that, look, when we
Now you're talking
supported-
for her.
in her defense, and this is what she said, and it makes sense. At the time, they said, if you support this package, by 2017, you will have universal suffrage and eventually a legislature that you can elect, and it will be fair. Okay, that's what they promised them, and they said fine. ADPL and the Democratic Party said fine. If you promise that, they broke their promise. Now, should they have been surprised? Come on, right?
But sometimes they're quite naive. Even
that's the right word, naive.
I mean, at this moment, they knew that the CCP has been breaking up,
changing the goal. What is it? What do they say? Moving the goalposts.
Yeah, and then nowadays, you still find quite a lot of these pandemic supporters speaking up for the CCP and asking Hong Kong people to pocket it first.
Who?
I cannot
Nobody's
understand.
saying pocket it first.
Of course, the pandemic camp. Someone's from the.
You mean Tik Ji-yoon and
yes.
Nelson Wong?
Exactly.
Okay.
They're still supporting that.
But they're not legislators. They are members of the Democratic Party.
I'm so glad that they were not.
And Nelson Wong was thrown out. He resigned, but he's no longer in the decision-making body of the party. So.
Let me roll up my eyes.
Okay, but still, it's not Albert Ho or Helena Wong or
they once fell for
Lau.
that. They once fell for the trap in year 2012.
I don't think you know what the saying is: "Fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." I don't think they're gonna be fooled twice.
They thought that they. Well,
really,
I'm not skeptical, but I just look at the history and then I see they're actually very naive, really think that they can achieve something by negotiation with the devil.
Well, Ronnie Tong also says that, we should negotiate. But he says he's not supporting this package. He thinks this package is garbage. Why would he support it? But he's not going to swing vote at the last minute.
But he's the one that's named by Fanny Law.
Yes, Fanny Law named him and run. Dennis Kwok.
And Dennis Kwok?
Okay.
He's so old. Dennis Kwok. If I were Dennis Kwok, I would be so angry. Are you saying that I'm 40-something? Are you saying that I'm
quite young.
That old?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, he doesn't even qualify.
Of course he's not. So even in 2017, he's only
39. So he does not. He will qualify 5 years after that.
I will make a very serious statement condemning Fanny Law, saying that I look that low to you.
Or maybe he should better take care of his skin. Because by law you have to be 40 or above to run for chief executive.
Exactly.
Even that I think is ridiculous. Why do you have to be 40 and above?
Age discrimination.
There's the age discrimination that the government says you should not have.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, but apparently under 40 you're stupid. And once you hit the day you hit 40 you become smart apparently. But that's true. The older you get, the wiser you get. But still, I know a lot more 30-year-olds that are smarter than a lot of 60-year-olds. I'll tell you that.
I agree.
Yeah. Not all. Some.
So what's the why suddenly this Fanny Law?
I don't know, but even Raymond Tam, the Mainland and Constitutional Affairs Secretary, said it was inappropriate for her to name them and not name others. It's just it's not.
I think
fair.
One day before is someone else. I think is Tong Chi-hwa also talk about the Civic Party as well, saying that Audrey Yu and Alan Leung and whether they knew that they could run for the
means no.
election. They said that they should know it by their hearts. So basically, that the answer is no.
No.
But then after a day, then Fanny Law came out and saying that Ronnie Tong and Dennis Kwok maybe they could.
Why? Just because they were part of the Bar Association's delegation that went up to Beijing?
Yeah.
Suddenly that qualifies them?
I really like the reply from Dennis Kwok, actually.
Yeah.
Dennis Kwok said that's exactly why we're against the proposal, because so many people behind that and they can make the decision who can run and who cannot run.
Exactly.
That's why we oppose this political reform. And this is not
You're picking and choosing people.
Yeah.
Oh, you can run, you can't. You can run, you can't. You can run. See, it's all
that's
wrong.
not rule of law. And
exactly.
so I think that's, I don't, even those people saying that probably Dennis Kwok will, have he's kind of a swing vote. I don't think he is.
I don't think so.
Ronnie Tan, well.
Honestly, I do not, unless there's some major concession at the last minute, like a lowering of the threshold or a promise of the functional constituencies abolishment.
No, not.
That's not going to happen. But you know what they will say probably? I don't know why, but I have this feeling that they will somehow promise that the functional constituencies will be universal suffrage, which means no more corporate voting. That's it. That's going to be the only big concession that might happen.
But it was still here, still there.
Yes.
But
they're never going away.
But I thought that when these polling, some of these, I don't know what organization was that, but I think on yesterday, on Wednesday or on Thursday, there was some group of people coming out saying that, if the government changed the political reform a bit by changing the corporate vote to the personal votes, then a lot of people will support it. But I thought it's only about the CE election, but not about the constituency, functional constituency election, though.
Right.
So I don't think that it will happen. So.
I think, I don't know why, but my gut says that's going to be a concession that might swing at least 2 votes. And that would be from maybe Ronnie Tong and maybe Frederick Fung. Yeah.
But then other like Dennis Crocker or Charles Mock.
Don't think so.
Very unlikely.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because I haven't heard them say that if you gave us some of that, we might consider it. You see, that's where I'm going with it. Frederick Fung is very open to... But I don't know why Frederick Fung hasn't learned from his past mistake. What happened when they supported the 2010 package? They got slaughtered in the LegCo elections. He's the only representative of the ADPL in there. Weren't there 3 before? Yeah.
But I also, after the Occupy, and then there is a new survey about the popularity of the political parties. Most of them going up again. And they became more popular, except one party, that is People Power.
Really?
Yes, People Power went down. So they are actually the only one party that's going down. And all the other parties, even the one with the federal phone, and he's the 3rd one popular. So
kind of surprising.
I'm surprised too.
Well, like I said, radical, quote unquote, radical parties have a staunch core support, but to the general public, they're still not palatable.
But I still find it quite funny to call People Power radical.
Like, well, you know what they do, right? I mean, throwing stuff and really getting in the face of officials and the Democratic Party. That's considered, too radical for Hong Kong's, society.
I mean, if you compare other groups like so-called radical groups like Passion Times or Pacific Passion, they to me they are not even radical too.
No, they're aggressive, but I don't know what they mean by radical.
Of course, you can be radical about your ideas, like you're really pushing forward.
League of Social Democrats, the guy threw an egg at John Jung and got 3 months in jail, 3 weeks in jail for that. Is that a radical action or? Not.
No, I don't think so, because I think when you look around the world and a lot of political leaders,
somebody threw it at Schwarzenegger when he was governor, and his response is, "Well, you forgot your bacon." I mean, you just brush it off. It's part of being a politician. But here, that seems like, oh my God, you threw an egg at a government official. Okay, you threw an egg at a government official. For some people, a government official is like. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. It's
Some
just
people
like
treat them like
making swearing at the police a very big deal. Like
that's why I want to change the vocabulary from government official to government public servant.
I think it's a public servant too.
Yeah, that's the name that they should be given. And too many people treat themselves actually in a certain way, like they're nobility, like they're kings and queens. Too many politicians around the world are doing this and making me sick.
I think sometimes when you're doing this lobbying work with the government, it also happened as well. Of course, I would say that nowadays they try to be more open-minded and try to at least pretend that they are listening. And but still, quite a lot of these officials, they are not very used to being shouted at, and then they thought that they really should be put on the pedestal.
Yeah. Well, okay. We'll continue on the theme of the reform package. You know those ads that you see on terrestrial TV about "Make It Happen" 2017, "Make It Happen," and you see Carrie Lam, and I think I saw a parody video of Carrie Lam.
Yes,
Raymond Tam, and
it's by Mockingbird.
And Rimsky-Yoon. Too bad we forgot to load that clip, but. The official ads are playing for free.
Right.
Part of the broadcasting ordinance or part of the license requirement, sorry, of the terrestrial TVs. They must play public service
API,
announcements,
yeah.
API or
Yeah.
PSAs, whatever. But Paul Shi, the former Bar Association chairman, is on behalf of his client, Chung Tak Wing. I'm probably butchering that. Is a retired news photographer. He's taking it to court,
Right.
saying that they're not PSAs or APIs. They are political ads, which
Yeah.
are banned under the
Yes.
broadcasting ordinance.
Yes.
You cannot put up any political ads like in the States. They go crazy with political ads. We don't have it here. We don't even have it in the papers. Nothing. You have to go out and literally street campaign.
Right.
When it's election time, let's say we had Alan Leung here. We have to by law. Well, it's internet, so I'm not sure. But by law, we have to name all the people in his constituency, the geographical constituencies running against him as well, to make it fair.
Not in the for the internet, because it's not under the broadcasting ordinance.
So if I was doing this on ATV, I know I would have to list the damn names,
right?
Which is silly in my opinion.
Right.
But anyways.
I think that the whole campaign actually brought up by one of these professional groups, and there's a progressive lawyer group. Chris was here before, and then they raised this question because they found it quite outrageous. The government taking advantages of the tax money and then the airtime, the public airtime, and then using it for propaganda of their political belief. And what they are saying is that the government can use this as a channel to ask people to voice out, to have invite the public and to give more opinion on that, but not having a stand and taking a I would say bias viewpoint, and then asking people to be on their side, and that would be against the broadcasting ordinance. And so now,
because they're only showing one view,
yes,
it's a political package. It is not it's nothing to do with the public good, like an announcement of wear long sleeves to prevent mosquito bites, or clear your drainages, or watch for landslides, stuff that is really in the public interest.
I mean, I think actually it happened for quite a long while, and before this northeast development, they also have this same
the NENT,
and then they have all these TV commercial on show all over the place here, and then also this high-speed railway as well, and the government really using this public money and public airtime to do propaganda here.
So either they change the ordinance to allow political advertising, or we'll find out what the court says, whether it is or it isn't.
Obviously it is.
Well, we'll let the courts decide at the end of the day whether it is or it isn't. ICAC, two things were significant this week. One, they are not going to pursue the case against Paul Chan-mopo, the development minister, for the land sales that happened.
Right.
That he said, well, it was under my family's name, and all that. And, the BMW club, blame my wife.
Blame my wife.
That it was her family. Of course, at the end of the day, it's still you knew it, that you held land under family name. So, of course, there was a conflict of interest. But the ICAC said, we're not going to pursue it. All right. But then the second thing came out, saying that the ICAC still hasn't even recorded the statement for the $50 million payment that CY Leung got as part of his settlement, or I guess, I don't know, golden parachute, whatever you want to call it, with UGL. Right. That the survey firm, the engineering firm that he was part of before, or there was a buyout. I'm not sure about the details, but even they said we haven't even gotten to it yet. And then the complaint was filed in October.
So they have other cases dealing with, or But I thought they are usually. I thought usually the investigation time would be 6 months.
But it's way over. They haven't even recorded a statement. I mean, I don't know what the ICAC is doing. I mean, it doesn't look good. At the same time, they do good. They successfully convicted Raphael Hui and Thomas Kwok.
Because they belong to the previous
administration, true, but still that
and they're also going after Donald Trump as well.
Well, Donald Trump, that's another one they're dragging their feet with. You know, and of course we don't see Donald Trump very often.
True.
I wonder why.
But we see a lot of Tung Chee-hwa.
We see a lot of Tung Chee-hwa. I mean, Tung Chee-hwa is a vice chairman of the CPPCC, and most of the time they do not they don't comment on current affairs of Hong Kong, but he seems to be coming out multiple times, even set up a think tank.
Right. I thought he had one before, right? He had one with this logo of Ho. And then now they're changing it to be a rainbow color kind of diamond shaped thingy logo. And what's the deal here? Why he's always trying to, get his hand? It's very like a dynasty thing now, because CY Leung is the emperor, and then he wants to be a dowager. I mean, like, right? He's still trying to have his own influence over the matters in Hong Kong. Why can't he just retire? I don't know
if it's him or he's being asked by people in the CPG saying that you should be our voice in the public. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing at the end of the day that he has his opinion. It's not like his opinion is influencing the government saying, right, well, Mr. Tung Chee-hwa said this, so we must follow it.
It seems like he's acting like this now.
Really?
I have the feeling that he's feeling like he's the grandfather.
Well, he's trying to be the elder statesman, as they keep saying.
I do have a feeling like that he wants to be like a Lee Kuan Yew or something.
But the problem is that he was extremely unpopular when he left office. I wonder how his leg is now. It seems to have healed very well.
Funny is that he doesn't realize that.
Yeah, you left your office in disgrace. You were extremely unpopular. You're re-elected unopposed. Shows the wisdom of the the election committee.
I think that's how shameless the current administration and the previous administration like now. Do
you feel that that the Donald Tsang administration was as bad as the CY Leung, or do you think it wasn't as bad?
It wasn't as bad.
At least they worked with the legislature or tried.
Yeah, I do think so.
Donald Tsang personally met the legislators to try to work out deals.
Yeah,
CY Leung, it's if you don't listen to me, I don't want to even talk to you. I mean, what kind of relationship is that?
It's really like a communist kind of power struggle between.
Well, if you watch my interview with Emily Lau, it's like that's why they love CY, the CPGs, that he's like they don't listen to me, I smash them. There's this great communist rhetoric, and they'll love it.
Yeah, it's very much like that. I think. I mean, at least Donald Trump, he was a public servant. I do feel like he will follow the procedures. But I mean, for the last few years, that after CY Leung became the CE, I do really have this feeling that it's actually he tried to break all these rules and procedures and then get his way around.
He says that they follow everything strictly in accordance of the law. I mean, he said it so many times.
He kept saying it.
I'm quoting him word for word without even looking at any notes.
Well, that's one of the reasons
in accordance with the law. I'm trying to get his voice down.
I don't think he's really doing anything according to the law.
Yeah, well, he says he is. This is more of an economically related question. We'll end it off with this very fast. What do you think if HSBC domiciled in Hong Kong again?
it will be eaten up by China.
Okay. Well, that was a quick answer to that. Well, thank you for watching this week's episode. Next week, we have a guest lined up. So don't worry. We won't be boring you for an hour by ourselves. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/IONHK pod, as well as at Twitter, at IONHK pod. And of course, you're watching this on Mimi Hong Kong. And our audio podcast is still available on iTunes. Just search on Hong Kong, and you can rest assured that the audio podcast will only now be delayed by a few days instead of a week or two.
Okay.
You know, because
And one last thing is
Yeah.
the Shame on You award.
oh darn, how could I have forgotten the best award of all time?
This week, which one will you nominate?
Well, who would you nominate?
Tong Shi-hwa.
Really?
Because last week we didn't give it to him, and then he came out again. He obviously really want this award badly. That's why he came out again and asked for that.
I want to give it to Junius Ho, the
Oh, right.
ex-Law Society chief, for his absolutely derogatory and shameless comments, like saying, "Oh, he knows that they cannot start swearing on city forum. It's not the venue for it."
Okay, I agree on you.
Yeah. Okay. So, Junius Ho, congratulations! You have just received the
Shame on you.
award, and that's my free speech to give it to you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us
Thank
this
you.
week. We'll see you next week. Bye.